Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our third day of horror reviews. Today, we're gonna talk about Marebito. It's a fucking weird film, that's for sure. Because it's directed by Takashi Shimizu, which is the same dude who did Ju-on 1 and 2, The Grudge. And it's about a man who wants to know so much about fear. He goes to a place. Where he filmed somebody kill themselves. And since he had such a fearful look in his eye, he wanted to know why he had that. So he goes back to the spot where he killed himself, the man in the video, and finds this weird underworld thing and finds this girl and brings her home, and shit just kind of goes crazy after that. This is a really weird one. It was filmed back in 2005, so I'm kind of glad, unlike what's the last movie I thought? Dark Water. It wasn't, TV this big, frame this big. It actually stretched, so that was kind of nice. It's filmed very differently. It's kind of filmed very rarely. Does it look like it's shot? Or I wouldn't say very rarely. Most of the shots seem to be handheld kind of shots, while certain things are happening, it'll pull out into a more professional kind of looking shot. But at the same time, the cameraman seems like he's holding it and walking around the room and things like that. Like he's amateur cinematographer, much like the main character is in this. As I said, it's a weirder one. Pacing in that's really fine. It starts off kind of quickly, slows down towards the end, and it kind of keeps a very slow pace throughout. The ending of it, I wouldn't say ruins it, but it's definitely confusing, and it has to make you think, because one thing is said, but the way that the movie carries itself after that thing is said, it makes you believe something different, if that makes sense. I know it's really confusing if you haven't seen this. This whole movie's confusing. Not a lot happens during this movie. But yeah, as I said, not a lot happens in this movie. It's really this dude taking care of this girl he finds. She's not necessarily human, because he finds her in this underworld thing, and she has sharp fangs, and she doesn't eat or drink normal human food. I won't say what she actually eats, because I might spoil some things possibly for you, but it's very bizarre. He's a cameraman, so he's always carrying around his camera, and he's always looking at these 5 screens that are inside of his house. He has these 5 screens that are on, he's constantly looking through his recordings, because he goes everywhere with his camera with it on record. So he just goes over the footage over and over again and just watches it, and he even has cameras set up throughout his room. And that's where you get some of the viewpoints from, where he's when he's in his apartment, but you also get some viewpoints when he's going through the street and he has his camera. You can tell because it looks a lot differently than when they pull out and it shows the main character, or sometimes he'll even film himself. And I'm gonna put this down now. And so it's very interesting. It's very it's interestingly shot. That's what I'll give this movie. It's very oh my god, I can't say the word. It's very interestingly shot, and that's something I'll give this movie quite a bit. It's a good movie, but as I said, nothing happens throughout this movie. Stuff does happen, but it's nothing too major, and there's not a plot. The plot hits points, but it hits those points for a really long time. So maybe there's maybe 3 major plot points in this entire movie. So I can't really talk about those without spoiling the movie. It's not like a Ringu or a Dark Water, where there's a constant and evolving story. You kind of, when this girl gets introduced, it's about him and this girl and their interaction and what he has to do to make her survive. And just not a lot happens. I would recommend it though, because it's definitely an interesting one. I wouldn't say as good as Ringu, but at the same time, it's been a while since I've seen Ju-on, and when I watched Ju-on, it was really weird to me because of the anarchistic style Takashi Shimizu uses to tell that story, and the way he directs that movie. And so I can't necessarily compare the two because this is a fluent. It's a fluent like point A to point B. Like it's not like Ju-on kind of style of it jumps around to different characters. It's just one character, and it's the focus on this main dude and this girl. That's all I can say about this movie. I'm repeating myself a lot, but that's really all I can say about this. So yeah, I would recommend this. I would recommend this movie that you go out and watch it. You could probably find it on like Amazon or something like that. Maybe not Prime, but I picked this up for fairly cheap. It's part of the Tartan Asian Experience. Sorry, not Experience, Extreme. And so yeah, I'd go pick this up. It's very interesting to say in the least. All the stuff that they introduce, but also leave kind of vague at the same time. So yeah, I definitely go pick this up and watch it. Not a lot happens. I'll warn you about that. So a lot of people might not like this, but I like it for what it is. Nothing like gets introduced where the plot can be messy a lot, like Darkwater, and all the problems I had with that. It sticks to one thing, and it just introduces one thing, and it sticks to it throughout the entire movie. It doesn't try to introduce anything really new throughout. And towards the end, it does kind of hit you with like a curveball, like something you could have seen coming, but you don't, but it never really explains it if it's true or not. So yeah, go watch this movie. I recommend this movie. So go watch it. Go watch this movie, and yeah, hopefully you all enjoy it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next review. It's been yours truly, Borderline Otaku. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at BorderlineAnime. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.